Hey guys, get you to the show in a second, but first, how would you like to win this? A signed Liverpool home shirt. It's signed by Ibrox. To get your hands on this, very, very simple. Just make sure you're subscribed to us here on YouTube. We are on the road to 500,000 subscribers. We're very nearly there. Help us get there by subscribing right now. Just click the button below this video. Once you've done that, and once we get to the 500,000 subs, we'll do a draw, and one of you guys will win this amazing prize, like I say, signed by Big Ibu himself. Right, let's get on with the show.
Hello everyone, welcome to the player ratings after Liverpool beat Rangers by seven goals to 1. Oh, it feels so good to watch Liverpool score goals in an actual football match, doesn't it? Especially a match that was not going our way at half-time. My word, that I was not a happy camper after Liverpool went 1-0 down. I was not even a happy camper at half-time. I had hope that Liverpool could get out of it. I had hope that Liverpool could do something in the second half. I did not for a second even dream that we'd score 6 goals in that second half, but my word, I am so glad that I was able to witness Liverpool scoring those 6 goals in that second half. This, of course, is the player ratings show where I give each of these lads on the board behind me nominal marks out of 10 for a performance of them kicking a football round the pitch. I'm looking forward to this one. I am just going to say I'm going to be a little bit of a bugger and actually think about the first half when it comes to giving their overall player ratings, because if this was just a normal 7-1 where you scored 3 goals in the first half and maybe you score 4 in the second and they get 1 right at the end when you've switched off, I would give them completely different ratings. There would be lots and lots of 10s and lots of 9s, but it was literally a game of 2 halves. It was a shit show in the first half and one of the best performances for 45 minutes you're ever going to witness in the second half. So it's actually made it quite difficult to do the player ratings this time around. Of course, if you want to vote for your man of the match, then you can do. We'll put the graphic on the screen now. What you need to do is get into the comment section, type into the comment section, exclamation mark, vote, put a space in, and then the number of the player here. So, for example, I have no idea where Bobby Firmino is. He's around about here. He's the number 9. If you want to go vote for Bobby Firmino, you put exclamation mark, vote, space, number 9, press enter on your keyboard or on your keyboard on your phone, and you will register that vote. If, for example, you wanted to do for Mo Salah, exclamation mark, vote, space, number 12, that's a 1 and a 2, and then an enter, and you can vote for Mo Salah as the Redmen TV viewers man of the match. If it's somebody else, you need your fucking head testing, because it wasn't. It was one of those 2 players, and I hope you make the right decision. So we're going to get into the player ratings. We're going to start with the goalkeeper for first and foremost, as we always do on this show, because it would just be stupid to start with the substitutes and work our way backwards all the way to the goalkeeper when it's not really very fun to talk about the goalkeeper and the defence in a 7-1 victory away from home in the Champions League, in a game that you must win to keep your chances of Champions League football and further those chances of Champions League football. So, without further ado, Alisson Becker, what is he going to get tonight? He's going to get a 6.5. Because he could do nothing about the first goal. I think he made 1 save in the game, to be honest with you. So, yeah, his distribution was fine. It was that little moment, a little bit of a moment where he decides to go past this man and then outside of the foot, kick it out of play and stuff like that. He was okay. He's not a problem. I'm not concerned. He's literally been one of our better players this season. And he'll be fuming at the defence first half because of the gaping chasms that seems to be our formation, where Rangers could literally get the ball, if I got a Champions League ball, and go bang, and Alisson makes that 1 save. I didn't know whether that would work. I'm so happy that it did actually work. You know, I feel really chuffed. I feel really chuffed that Liverpool are winning games of football again, even if it is just against farmers from Scotland. But you know what? I've had a mate of mine, a Celtic fan, He might be tuning in now. I'm not going to give any names away. In fact, I am. His name's Kieran, but you probably don't know him. Unless you're a Celtic fan and your name Kieran and you text me tonight, in which case you do know him because you are actually him. He texted me and said, I don't know who's happier, you or me, because Celtic fans are really, really happy tonight that Liverpool beat Rangers. I'll tell you who else is happy. Paul Machin's happy. He's enjoyed himself in the ground. I'll tell you who might be the happiest of all the Liverpool fans in the ground tonight, though. Si Fletcher, our own Redmen TV Si. He does not like Rangers Football Club, and he will have enjoyed himself. I know he recently got married, but I think this might have been the best night of his entire life. It certainly lasted a lot longer than he did on his wedding night, I'm sure of that. Si, if you're watching, you know I'm right. So, we're here to do player ratings. I've done one in about 10 minutes because I'm just talking absolute wham, as normal. So we'll start with this guy down here who played right back instead of Trent Alexander-Arnold because he's injured, and his name is Joe Gomez, and Joe Gomez got up the pitch and knocked the ball in. He went, right, and then he knocked the ball in, bang, and then something happened, and there was a goal, and we all loved it, and it was a really great assist, and you've got to love it, haven't you, because Joe Gomez gets in there, gets an assist, which is what he needed to do, but when he crosses the ball, he's really good at crossing the ball, and I really like that from him, but I do think also that he had a bit of a difficult time. I don't know why I'm talking at this pace. I think I'm just still excited and buzzing from the 7-1. But Joe Gomez, I think, actually a little bit of a struggle first half with Ryan Kent. There was a couple of times where he gets in and around him and he makes it a little bit difficult for him. But who didn't have a struggle in the first half? I am hanging my hat on that cross. I am hanging my hat on him flipping that ball into there and getting the assist for Bobby Firmino and getting us back into the game, most importantly. So because of that, because he gets an assist, I am going to give Joe Gomez a 7.5 out of 10. Let me know what you think. Joe Gomez, Ben Newman says 10. Gomez. Endless Bass says Gomez, a solid 8. DJ Marky Mark, not talking about Gomez, it just seems to have had a drink, one or two, too many Red Bulls. I had one Red Bull with 0 sugar, and the machine that I went to buy it from had to ask somebody to check that I was over 25. She didn't look at me long, she realised this lad looks over 25, thankfully, because that would have been embarrassing. Because I didn't have any ID on me. And I didn't want to get knocked back for a can of fucking 0 sugar Red Bull. But I have had one tonight. But I'm not high on Red Bull. I am high on Liverpool's performance tonight. And why not? 6.5, that first half was really poor, says that Scouser J. Yeah, I can sort of agree with that one, to be honest with you. Complay says Gomez, 8. Howdy, it's David. 8 for Gomez. Had a turnover or 2 early. Good game overall for sure. Love the fact that I can tell you're American without meeting you and knowing that you said it because you said turnover. But it absolutely was spot on. We're going to move on to Ibou Konate, though. Had one incredible block in the penalty area, didn't he? I thought he was pretty solid, to be honest with you. I think Van Dijk and Konate, maybe you could say for their only goal of the game, probably maybe step forward a little bit too soon, like he probably didn't need to, but I can understand the aggressiveness of it and why he decided to do that. But because of that, the ball's then played in inside of Joe Gomez, and they're able to slot it without Alisson having anything to do. But I did love that block, so I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I'm going to move on to Virgil van Dijk, who I thought was okay as well. But before I do, Ross Curran says Konate 7.5. Rachel Todd, one of our YouTube members, says Konate 7. Dinos says Konate 8. Andy Nugent says 7.9 for Konate. Arthur Ali says he was our best defender on the night. Virgil van Dijk, then I'll move on to him. Just if you want to let me know what you gave Virgil van Dijk tonight, then just put VVD and your number for me, please. So Virgil van Dijk, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I think aerially he was dominant. I think he wins 4 or 5 aerial duels, something like that on the evening. But again, I'm expecting a little bit more from Virgil van Dijk. You know, I want him to be that 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 player that I know that he can be each and every week. Second half, obviously, Konate and Virgil van Dijk didn't have anywhere near as much work to do. But first half, you know, didn't probably command it as much. Lucy R says Virgil van Dijk 7, Timothy Fiota, Virgil van Dijk 7, Janelle Patil, Virgil van Dijk 7, Antonio Racic, Virgil van Dijk 7.5. So it seems to be in the right ballpark there. Pretty pleased with that. Going to move forwards then to Kostas Tsimikas over on that left-hand side. Let me know your vote for Kostas Tsimikas. I thought of the defenders, I think he might have had the toughest time. Great corner, great assist, of course, for Bobby Firmino. Great movement by Bobby and pinning that man against him and then being able to get it in. His delivery from set pieces is brilliant. His delivery from shots at goal, probably not so good because he hit kind of Rose Ed there, didn't he, with that free kick on the edge of the penalty area. I thought he had a little bit of a tough time tonight, and I think with Robbo coming back, he'll be really disappointed that he wasn't maybe, I think over the last couple of weeks he's taken his opportunities, but the one game where Robbo sat on the bench I think was probably his weakest of all the games, so I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Cost us 6.5, says David John. Tim Mazin says 6 out of 10. Arthur Ollie says cost us 6.5. Ross Curran says cost us 6. Neil G cost us 7.5. Okay, I'll move him up to 6.5. We seem to be splitting the difference there, so that's absolutely fine with me. Going to move on to Fabinho next. Let me know your thoughts on Fabinho, of course. Put Fab and then a number, and we'll be able to read out a few of them. If you've got a reason for it, a one-liner, that would be great as well. So Fabinho, I didn't think he was very good tonight. Anybody who joined us for the watch long that me and Errol have just done, you could see us kind of fuming on it. And sometimes I think it's difficult when two people are fuming on a player because you kind of feed into it, but it don't feel like it was that this time. I do feel like it was genuinely just poor. Like I think he lost the ball about 13 times or something, but it felt like more. It felt like he was second to everything. It felt like he was never winning those second balls. There wasn't enough times when he was making those interceptions when you thought that he had a bit of a chance at it. So I'm going to give Fabinho a 5 out of 10, and that might be harsh, and I'm really sorry if it is. Face Southall thinks it is. She says Fabinho 6.5. Lusander doesn't. Lusander Makafuna, Fukwana, sorry, says Fabinho 5 out of 10. Ross Curran says Fab 6.5 to 7. Hey Rumba says Fabinho 6. JK Travel says Fab 5. Fabinho 6 says Shinwa Samir. So it looks like I'm a bit lower than everybody else there, but I'm going to stick by it. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I'm going to give Jordan Henderson. Let me know your thoughts on Hendo. Hendo, number, one line would be great. I'm going to get, again, I think he had a little bit of a struggle. I don't think he was quite as bad as Fabinho, but I do think he struggled defensively. I think the two of them did struggle defensively. I think he kept the ball slightly better, Henderson. Obviously, I moved the ball around a little bit better, as you would expect, to be fair. But again, this is a big opportunity for Fabinho ahead of Manchester City to try and find himself some form. I don't think he grasped that with two hands. Jordan Henderson probably going to be in the starting lineup. And if you were to pick between the two of them to probably partner Thiago at the weekend, I think Hendo just about gets it. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. So let's see what everybody else. Quinton Klaas says Hendo 4. Kunan Verma says everyone was a 10. We won the game. We won the game. I think that was clearly how he wanted that to be read out. Face Outdoor says Hendo 5.5, played back a few too many times. That's interesting, Faye, because you just went 6.5, didn't you, for Fabinho? I thought Hendo was better of the two. Ahmed says Hendo 7, Ahmed Al Khalifa. Emmett Maggin says Hendo 5. Aimless Ideas says Hendo 5. The phone Hendo 6.5. I'm going to stick with a 6 out of 10. Thank you so much for that. We're going to move on next to Harvey Elliott, and I've got them lined up in this sort of 4-2-4 formation, and I think maybe second half it went a little bit more like this, and that's when we started to play a little bit better, but I'm going to keep them like this for now. And Harvey Elliott, I thought he worked really, really hard tonight, and I love the fact that he managed to get his goal, and I love the fact that he waited for that as well. You could see how much it meant to him, couldn't you? He's standing there with his fingers crossed, and he does this and all that type of stuff, and like, it just means so much, and then he gets to run over to the crowd and have them celebrate with him and look up at them. I just think it's brilliant, and in that regard, sometimes the VAR stuff works in your favour, because he gets to celebrate, he gets the emotion of it, then it comes down and then you get that big bull rush of emotion again, and Harvey Elliott deserved that tonight because his performance was absolutely superb on the night. He worked tirelessly. Like, he's not in the top 3 players on the pitch, or he's not, might be actually, but you know what, he linked well together, he worked so hard, he was tracking back. I mean, you couldn't ask for more from Harvey Elliott, so I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10, and he got his goal as well, so I'm made up for him. Michael says 8 Harvey. Quentin Klaas says Harvey 8. Always Laughing says Harvey 8.5. Ahmed says Elliott 9.5. Lusander says Elliott 9. Chris has got a 10. Go ahead. Love that. Thank you. Harvey's a solid 8, says Modge. That sounds nice, doesn't it? Modge. 8. Yeah, I like it. That's how he wanted that to be read out. I'm sure of it. If you want to vote for your man of the match, then do it now. We will close the votes at the end of the video. Exclamation mark vote, put a space in. And if you think, for example, Mo Salah was man of the match, put 12 in and press the enter key, and your vote will be tallied. And of course, you don't need to ask the bill payer's permission because you're not going to get charged. So you can just do it yourself. So do it now. And if you're here and you're not subscribed to the Redmen TV, we are so close. We were like 720 away from 500,000. It's taken 12 goddamn years. Please subscribe. Please. 12 years of my life. I've loved every second of it. Thank you so much. And I'm going to move on to Bobby. Oh, Bobby. No, I'm going to do Carvalho next. Fuck it. Carvalho again, much like Harvey Elliott. I thought he worked really, really hard. Again, questions need to be asked about some of the performances in the first half. Carvalho probably gives the ball away a little easy for their goal, but young player coming into the side. I think the last time he sort of played in that left wing position was against Brighton. He was pulled off after 45 minutes. Diaz was brought on. Tonight, that wasn't the case. Tonight, we got to see Carvalho link in well with Kostas Tsimikas and bring Bobby Firmino into the game and everything else. And we saw a little bit more of Carvalho, and I thought his all-round play was really good tonight. You know, again, not one of the best players on the pitch, but certainly a good performance from Fabio. So let me know what you thought of Fabio. I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. I thought he was really, really good. So I'm going to see in there if we've got anything else. Brian Geese is a solid 8 out of 10. Okay, let's see. Nobody's caught up there on the Fabio stuff, so I'll move on then. I'm going to do Bobby Firmino next. I think it's just, yeah, let me know what you think of Bobby Firmino in here. But 2 goals and a filthy assist for Bobby Firmino tonight. I mean, the header, the megs, the whatever you can call that for an assist, it's just absolutely fantastic. This lad is having a rejuvenation. He's revitalised at the moment, and he is running riot on the football field each and every time he seems to take to it. He's got Nunez, a lad there who's managed to get a goal today, of course, been brought in for 80 million quid. Can you see off Bobby Firmino? Maybe not, because Bobby Firmino has stepped it up to another level again this season, where he is banging in those goals, and he will be in the conversation, of course, for man of the match. Bobby Firmino was easily a 10 out of 10 performance today. He worked to win the ball back. He worked to bring his mates in to the game, and he worked tirelessly to get into the box. And most importantly, he gets Liverpool back into the game with that first goal. And obviously the assist for Nunez itself was just absolutely sex on toast, wasn't it? So yeah, can't complain with that. A couple of lads, Neil G says Carvalho gets a 9 out of 10. Jensen said a 7 out of 10. I'm waiting for the chat to catch up with me. It seems to be quite a little bit far behind at the moment. But I'm assuming that lots of people will be giving 9s and 10s for Bobby Firmino. So we're going to move on then to Darwin Nunez. I found this one quite a hard one to rate as well, to be honest with you, because he's not that involved in the play. You know, his build-up play, his back to goal is not great, you know, but when he gets in front of goal, he comes alive, and you can see that. He's had a couple of shots there, but he's had 3 offsides again. I think he only completed like 12 passes on the pitch. He's very much the tip of the spear. And again, it's the offsides that are frustrating me at the moment. But when you give him the ball and a sight of goal, he knows where the back of the net is. You know, you see that Bobby Firmino plays the ball in, doesn't even take a touch, just bends it round the keeper into the bottom corner. And that is lethal. That's what we need to see more from Darwin Nunez, getting into those positions. I think sometimes as well, it maybe is a little bit unfair on Nunez, because when he is onside, the ball was played like at his feet or slightly behind him, not in front of him where he wants it. I think he's one of those lads where if he can get the ball out from under his feet, that's the hard work for him done, because I think he struggles sometimes to get it out from under his feet. If you can give it in front of him and give him time to maybe even just look up, it doesn't need loads and loads of time. He'll take a snapshot and he'll know where the goal is straight away. He feels like he could be brilliant for us. He really could. But he could also be one of those lads that doesn't work out. And the more I see him, the more confident I am that this lad is going to be someone who does click into gear for Liverpool Football Club. And I can see now the 10s and the 9s and the 8s for everybody rolling in for Bobby Firmino. I'm interested to see what you guys give Nunez, so do please give Nunez your vote. I'm going to give him a 7.5. I thought he took his goal really, really well, but I do think at times his link-up play, certainly in the first half wasn't quite on point, which is something that we need. Thiago comes into the game, plays a great little pass through to the goal for Harvey Elliott, I think it is. Obviously plays it through and then it's crossed into the box to Jota, and Jota can't finish it and Harvey Elliott gets it and scores the goal and stuff like that. Great little pass. I'm just going to give him a 6 out of 10. Thought it was a good little outing for Thiago. Not going to go too much in too much depth and detail on it. Mo Salah, I do want to talk about though. Why don't we want to talk about Mo Salah? Of course we're going to talk about Mo Salah. Mo Salah comes on and breaks the record for the fastest Champions League hat-trick in the history of the competition. God damn it, he's done another record. How many records has this man got at Liverpool Football Club? And the first goal, just sex. Left foot, outside, tight angle. Buff, shouldn't be playing it that way. Shouldn't be playing an outside of the foot shot. Manages to get it in there, squeaks it into the goal. Absolutely fantastic. The second stops, waits for everybody to move around, and then just goes, oh, thanks for moving around, everybody. You've left a little bit of a gap there. I'm just gonna chip that in there, maybe a little bit of a, what would you say there? Maybe a 6-iron on the edge of the green, something like that, where you just want to lift it a little bit, or maybe you could open the face up a touch, and I don't know. You play it how you want to play it. I will describe it as a putt. That's not a great motion, actually. I've just watched myself do it back on YouTube. That didn't look great. It is what it is. We are where we are. You know me by now. We've been here 12 years. We're still not at 500,000 subscribers. There's people been doing this shit for fucking half a week. They've got well more than us. So please, subscribe. But no, Mo Salah was absolutely superb. Like, I mean, the finishing again, you know, bends it near post for his second, bends it far post for his third. I mean, impact sub? Yeah. Tick. Why not? Fastest hat-trick in Champions League history? Yep, tick. Played centrally and got goals. Oh, look at that! Big fucking tick. Let's have more of that. Let's have more of Mo Salah getting closer to the goal. Let's have more of our best finisher being in the box and taking shots. I want more of that. You want more of that. Mo wants more of that. It's win-win-win for all parties involved. Let's see if we can make it happen. I'm assuming everyone's just giving him a 10 out of 10. We'll move on to Robbo then, who I think I'm just going to skip over quite nicely. Looked all right. Glad that he's back. Very, 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 very glad that he's back. Because I do think we sort of missed his sort of thrusts into the opposition penalty area. Didn't miss his shooting. Definitely didn't miss his shooting, but have missed his thrusts into the opposition area. Great to see him get a few minutes. Does that mean that he's now in contention for City? Who knows? He's going to get a 6 out of 10 for me. Jota comes onto the field. My word, this lad, I'm going to talk about him in a minute on Redmen Plus on the instant match reaction. Me and Errol are going to be doing 20 minutes, half an hour maybe, on this game. Jota is one of the players that I really want to talk about, because he just seems to be able to do whatever Liverpool need him to do. Play left wing? Yeah, we can do that. Play down the middle as the 9, tip of the spear? Yeah, we can do that. No problem whatsoever. You want to play me in a 10? You want to see my link-up play? It's more than I thought that he was capable of when we brought him into this side. He's been able to knit that together. You know, Bobby's not there, Jota's there. What a little ball around the corner for Mo Salah for that second of Mo's. I think he actually gets the assist for all 3 of Mo Salah's, even though it's a bit of a stretch to give him the assist. But he does get the last touch before Mo Salah's first goal. He's also at the back stick to be able to put it in if it doesn't go in, which I think Mo Salah knew as well. And obviously he gets the assist for Mo's third. 3 assists, substitute, impact sub, tick, creator, Jota, tick. Why not? I'm going to give him a dead easy 9 out of 10. And then James Milner came on. When James Milner comes on, when games are done. I like that. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 as well. I'm going to close the voting for the man of the match right now. If I could have the final vote, is it the man of the match going to this man, Mo Salah, or is it going to this man, Bobby Firmino? I don't know. I think I'm going to edge it towards Mo Salah with 63% of the vote. What do we say? Firmino, with how many percent of the vote? Wow! Firmino, 70% of the vote. You've made the right decision. That was absolutely the right decision. No, Slav, and I haven't. That's later. Thank you very much for watching. I'm made up that Bobby's got that man of the match. He truly, well and truly deserves it. 2 goals, 1 assist, 1 big performance, 3 points in the Champions League, 7 goals for, 1 goal against, confidence going into the game against Man City. I think I might, when I come down off this Red Bull Zero high that I'm on tomorrow morning, I might not have the same confidence that I've got standing here talking to this camera in front of me today. But I do thank everybody who has subscribed, who has supported us. You've changed the fat kid's life. That's all I'm saying. I was running restaurants and now I'm running around doing this shit in front of a board of players, giving them numbers. Thank you so much for subscribing. I'll see you next time on Redmen TV. Hopefully over on Plus for the instant match reaction very, very soon.
Hi everybody, thanks for watching the show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a like on the way out. Did you know you could get some hoodies, t-shirts and any accessories from redmenmerch.com? So head on over there.